There's been a lot of controversy in regards to this dream house that we've been building. So today, we're gonna address a few things.
When you build a house, there's a lot of opinions. When you post that build on the internet, it's a whole nother level. And we're so excited to share this story of our house build. And today we're gonna answer a bunch of your questions about this house, because this house that we're building, a lot of you guys have never seen a house built like this before.
So we're just gonna dive right into this. We have so many questions all the time in our comments from you guys, and we honestly love how invested you guys are and how much you wanna know that you don't know yet. All right, first question from Big Guy 9.
Big guy.
Why the HE double hockey stick did you build a 30-foot tall house if you're afraid of heights? This is so stupid, I'm a mother.
Everything's slippery. We're up here. Whose idea was it to build a house this big?
I shouldn't be building this floor with you. You should have the guys do it.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
You guys might not know this, but I used to kind of be a pansy.
Sweetie, you gotta stop being so self-deprecating.
Is pansy a word that you can say these days, or is that one of those that will get you canceled?
I don't know, I can't keep up anymore.
And clearly, in a lot of ways, I still am. Like, getting up on this roof, I'm freaking out.
Facing your fears,
If
baby.
I look down, I want to puke.
But somewhere along in the journey a few years ago, I made the decision I'm not gonna let fear dictate any of my decisions anymore. And I really try to live that way. So when we were talking about this, I knew we were gonna be way up high, but we wanted a second story. And if we wanted a second story, I wasn't gonna let my fear of heights stop us from having what we want.
Fear is not my future. You are, you are, you are.
So if you see this section of the house, this is like 25 feet off the ground. This section is like 40 feet. This is 3 stories.
Why did we end up doing a double story? We were always said we were gonna do like something on the smaller side.
I said the idea of a catwalk, and that just stuck
Oh,
with
the
you.
catwalk,
I was like, what
yes.
about if we do a catwalk?
That's
and
what
then
it
you were
was.
sold.
100%. Okay, here's another big one. The local guys refuse to wear safety gear.
This guy's crazy, man. This is the only guy without a harness on.
What would happen if one of them were to fall off and seriously hurt themselves?
A lot of them have come around now. We had to be like almost manipulative and like get the lead guy to wear a harness.
We almost had to like make it their idea.
But we finally have full harness compliance. Harness. I mean, we've always had them on.
Yeah.
Like we just had them out all the time.
We were
And then
putting
Jordan
them
and I
on.
were putting them on. And then eventually they just started doing it themselves.
This is our safety gear bin, and it has everything in it from harnesses to gloves, respirators, safety masks. It has everything. We encourage our guys to use all of this stuff, but do they? Sometimes. I think they use the important stuff. We also have insurance for our guys, and then we've hired a company that has their own insurance. So nothing's happened yet, so I can't walk you through that full process. As I understand, we got insurance, our guys are covered, they're covered.
I'm sure it's way different down here in Panama than it is in the States.
People here also aren't as like sue happy.
It's more like fend for yourself. If you make a mistake, it's your own fault. Gilbert asks, Jordan, did you ever think that your girlfriend would become your wife and a welder? You hit the jackpot.
You picked this one because you wanted to just burst your own bubble, huh? That's why you
To
picked
burst
this
my own bubble?
one. Yeah, I mean, you're pumping yourself up here.
Honey, bursting my own
I'm
bubble?
bursting your bubble.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Beth asks, any idea when the house might be finished? Enough to move in, but not totally finished.
Oh, we're not moving in until this thing's done.
Yeah. We've been spending the last few years building this little compounds that we have here. And a big reason is because we didn't want to rush our dream house builds. We wanted to be comfortable. So we got our 160 square foot tiny house here that's very cozy and does the job. And we have a bathroom with everything you could think of. We got a washer and dryer, we got a tub, we got a toilet, we got a full, very good sized shower, and we even have a sauna for when days get really tough. And then the last thing we have is our little home gym. And we built all of this with the intention of still being able to use it once we have our dream house completed. We'll come over here, use the gym, use the sauna, and then eventually we'll turn our little tiny house into a guest house. A few weeks ago, I'm like, honey, why don't we just do, because we're kind of doing it by sections now, we'll move in one section and then finish the rest.
I'm
Very anti.
I'm very anti that, because then you start rushing. And the whole reason why we built this and the workshop and
and we're living up here now is so we can take our time.
Exactly. And there's nothing worse than living in a home that is still a construction site. Leon asked, I'm no engineer, but was wondering if you should have an L bracket below to support your cross beams since it's just holding on by welds and we have earthquakes here.
I've seen this question from you guys so many times about plates and bolts, and every single connection has a plan.
Yeah.
And like it's a detailed plan on the architecture plan.
Crazy.
So this is one connection as an example. You can see this I-beam, we've now put 2 vertical plates in here. Then we'll need to take a plate and put it here. We'll need to take another one and put it here. And then we'll have to put one up on top right here and put another one up on top here.
A lot of the joints of the I-beams aren't done yet. So we are sprinting for a roof. We just want to get a roof on so then we can be protected from the rain.
And you see we have a roof now. Partially at least, the guys are working over here right now. And when it rains, we can keep working underneath here. And once this is fully extended over there, we'll be able to finish our whole first story and not have to worry about the rain one bit. Can't slow us down at all anymore, which
Nothing
I can't even
us.
begin to explain how that feels.
And a lot of you guys have been asking, why don't we use bolts to connect all of the beams? Because that's a pretty typical thing that you would do in the States. Honestly, that's just not something that they do here. And something that we've quickly learned is to build like the Panamanians. We got an amazing architect with amazing, super detailed plans. So we're just following that to a T. Cole asked, is there a reason that you picked such a complicated build? Why do you need all this space?
You want the honest answer or do you want the political answer?
Give us both.
I'm gonna bust our architect a little bit. We have the best architect in town. He's incredible. And I think once he saw that we were putting it on YouTube, he wanted to show off a little bit. kind of cranked it up a little bit, which I wanted to. I'm cool with. I told him, I'm like, I'll take on the challenge.
You guys, this is gonna be the party house. Jord doesn't know this yet, but no, I've told him this so many times. I want this house to be the place where all our friends want to come, all our family members want to fly to and vacation. Like, I want this to be the place where we can host whenever we want and not feel crammed. I want to have this house filled with as many of our loved ones as humanly possible. AKA why we're not building a tiny house anymore. Because we've done the tiny house. We've lived in this tiny house.
11 years we've lived.
Yeah, the bus and now this. And it's great.
We still got 3 more years.
Yeah, and it's great. Like, totally love the whole concept, but I'm ready to start having people over and comfortably having people over.
Have you realized yet that we live on the top of a mountain?
I'm sorry to tell you, but this is our road, and people aren't gonna be driving up here to come and see us.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Well, I mean, look at this, honey. This is like the nicest section. Like,
Honey, the people that live in Panama don't care about roads like this. Trust me.
but they care about if they're gonna be coming up here every weekend for a party. I mean, they
You
might
just
come up
wait.
once to be nice.
You just
They
wait.
might come up twice, but you want them here every weekend.
You just wait. The people are coming. What happened with your house in the woods back home that we
Oh,
started?
back in Vermont?
Yeah.
That one's coming. I mean, we bought a piece of woods, put a road on it. Our Airstream's on there right now. And when we go back, that's where we live because we have a coffee business, if you guys don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Movement Coffee Roasters.
Greg asked, but yeah, Jordan, is this the hardest thing you've ever done?
Have I said that a bunch of times?
You've said that so many times. I almost said something the other day, but I didn't want to burst your bubble. I mean, I would definitely say giving birth is the hardest thing I've ever done, but you've never had to experience, or nor will ever have to experience that. So
I think if men had to give birth, humankind would be extinct already. So I give you all the credit in the world for that.
you do hard things, but in a different way. Bob asked, this complete self-build concerns me. Amateur build that unfortunately seems to have ignored experienced advice given to them. Is there a building surveyor involved at any stage?
So we brought in people with a lot of experience. Callie, Rowley have a lot of experience, which is why we brought them in. I don't think we're doing anything at this stage where I feel like we're in over our heads, especially with them here. I think when we first started putting up the first beam, we were like, oh no, we need more help.
Yeah.
I understand the concern though, because you look at a house like this and it's like, it looks insane. Solid metal, super tall.
Yeah, it looks like a commercial building.
And we have the best architect in this area and the best engineer in this area. We're following their plans exactly as they laid out. This is such a good question, and I knew.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet.
Yeah.
Alien Eat Cat 1513 asked,
Whoa.
why does the second story look so short? It does not seem like people would be comfortable in that space.
So that whole front third is a deck.
So you guys see this beam? everything on this side of the beam is the house. Everything on the other side of the beam is the deck. So it looks huge, but really it's a lot of deck. About a third of the whole house is deck space.
And then eventually the deck is going to expand out here just a little bit for then eventually a pool. It's not going to be a super big pool, but enough to be able to splash around in.
It looks like it's gonna be part of the second story, but it's not. It's just a big open space because the patio has like it goes all the way up to the roof. Yeah, I think I'm really excited for this part because I think as the final pieces start coming together, we're all going to be able to see it, but especially you guys are going to kind of be able to see our vision.
Which naturally rolls us to our next question, which Edward asked if we could share the plans or a 3D model video so we can get an idea of what we're building. So let me give you guys a quick little impromptu tour, even though we don't even have a floor yet. So this right here is going to be the Grand Ball entrance. I'm just kidding. No, but really, this is gonna be the entranceway. This is gonna be where the living space is. So we're gonna have a fireplace over here, have a nice little couch, a little nice reclining chair. Over here is gonna be a nice, big, wide open kitchen with an island. And then this whole wall facing the volcano is gonna be all glass. We obviously need to be able to have that view. And one of my favorite parts is the ceilings for this space actually go all the way up to where that roof is. We really wanted to have big, wide open ceilings in this space because this is where the action is gonna happen.
I don't know if you remember this, but I sold you on a second story with the idea of a catwalk. You see that little area there? That's our catwalk. So there's a bedroom up here and there's a bedroom over here and they're connected with this catwalk, which is just so cool. This area right here is Sadie's room. And the coolest thing is you can access the deck, the front deck, from any room in the house, any room on the first story. And another thing that we're doing for it is we're building, I think we called it like Sadie's Nook.
It's like a little bump out. So it's like
a little Sadie's window.
Yeah, 3 glass windows that bump out. There'll be lots of cushions, twinkly lights.
So she can sit here, look out at the glass and have a 360 view of everything that's around her. And all of this is going to be a big concrete parking space and little outdoor space. And then you turn right and you pull into a 2-car garage right here, even though we don't have 2 cars. We have 1 car and a beat up farm truck that we'll never see underneath here.
So we got bodega number 1, bodega just means closet, which is where our tools are gonna go. We got bodega number 2, which will be our utility closet. And then right over here is gonna be where the staircase is to go up to the first floor.
And above the garage is our bedroom. And it's cool because we kind of have like a lofted office above our bedroom. And that's kind of gonna be this room on the second story here. I think that'll be Sadie's bedroom until she's old enough to
want to be on the opposite side of the house.
Which will probably come sooner rather than later. She's pretty independent.
And it's been a goal of mine to have a space dedicated to art, to homeschool, and especially to pottery and sewing, all the things. And that space is going to be right here on the second floor above Sadie's room.
I'm slightly in protest.
Honey, you got your office space.
I want it to be like a greenhouse room full of plants. It's designed
We can
that way.
definitely have some plants up there.
There's a lot of things you want to do in this room. It's not that big.
Yeah, but it's gonna be my room. This is my art room, honey. It is actually so insane how many scammer emails and now especially texts that I've been getting on my phone. I actually didn't tell you about this one, honey, but I almost bought into one yesterday. I was this close. I got a text from a scammer saying that basically I was gonna lose my driver's license back in the States if I didn't pay some outstanding tickets. I didn't, but I was very close. I've learned a lot from you, honey.
They're so good.
They're so good these days, it's actually terrifying. So that's why Jordan and I have been using a VPN for probably at least 5 years now, and it has been an absolute saving grace. And if you're curious which VPN we use, it's Surfshark. So for me, and maybe even some of you guys out there that might be a little bit more on the gullible side, a VPN is so crucial for keeping your private information safe. So how Surfshark works is it basically acts as a middleman between you and anybody that's trying to steal your private information. And the reason why we love Surfshark and we've been using them consistently now for 5 years is because they're so user-friendly. All you gotta do is hop on, click Quick Connect, and then you'll be connected to a secure server on either your phone, your laptop, or your tablet. Living in the technical cyber worlds that we're living in today, it's so important to have those protective mechanisms in place. I actually had a friend the other day have her Venmo get hacked. So It's happening, it is a real thing, and Surfshark is the thing that is going to keep you protected from those things happening. So if you guys don't have a VPN already, we highly, highly, highly recommend Surfshark, and they actually have an amazing discount going on for anybody that's watching this right now. If you click the link down below, use our code THENOMADIC, you are going to get 4 extra months for free. So thank you so much, Surfshark, for sponsoring today's video, for making this all a reality for us, and go and protect your private information. Does our architect ever come by to check progress or look for major mistakes?
No, but he watches these videos, so shout out to you, Renee. And no, as we go along, he'll come by and check it out, but he's not the builder, so he's just the architect. He created the plans, him and the engineer, he gave them to us, and as we've had questions, he's been incredible about answering questions, giving us guidance. Here it's all about who you know. There's not like a Home Depot or Lowe's or Lumberyard, or when we needed the I-beams, we placed the order through him because it helped us just get a massive discount. And that's just kind of how it works here.
Dennis asked if our guys are getting paid by the hour or by the job.
Let's talk about our crew a little bit, huh?
We can talk about the crew.
The crew is incredible. So they get paid by the day. That's basically how it goes in Panama, which is good for a lot of different. It's good for them, it's bad for us, because a lot of times it will rain.
Yeah.
And we still pay them the same amount.
Short.
So you can see right now, our beautiful sunny day is about to be taken over by rain. This is all rain coming in off of the Pacific, and in just about an hour, all of our guys are going to be getting out of here. And they're going to get out of here early. So I think they kind of like the rain. I understand why, because it makes the days much shorter. But when it's nice out, we go as late as we can, because when it's not raining, that's when you have to make all your progress.
And then the other thing we wanted to do is pay all of our guys as close to a United States salary as we can. Unfortunately, we can't afford having 8 guys on a United States salary. But we try to pay them as much as we can because you guys help us and enable us to do that.
Someone asked, do you have specific instructions from your architect in the house building?
The very specific instructions. I mean, it's not like step by step, but it just shows how every connection should be. I'll put some images up of what the architecture plans look like, but it's like when you have this beam connecting to this beam, you have to do it with this rod and with this plate and this and that. Everything's very specific. Yeah. We haven't gotten to that yet.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
we're not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, but everything is so detailed, which is amazing, because we don't have a builder. We're the builders. I mean, you're the builder. But
I'm here there for emotional support.
I'm the emotional support, yeah.
Which is very important. Don't underplay that.
I think the crazy thing too is like learning how to read all of these plans. So this is the first time I've ever done that.
Like, I've made a lot of mistakes, you guys.
Yeah, we didn't really have plans for any of the other structures that we've built here on Lola's farm.
The plans came after we built them.
Yeah.
Panama's wild.
Yeah, so even just that aspect of like learning how to read it, that's been crazy.
Yeah.
I'm curious, does Panama have building inspections, or are you allowed to do pretty much whatever you want on your property?
They do, but they're different. They're much less invasive, and the code and the rules and regulations are much less than in the United States. I want to do all of our own electrical because I look at how the electrical is done here and it freaks me out. It's just different. It's a different standard. And things are different because it doesn't freeze here. So like people just run PVC tubes everywhere. People run their electrical everywhere. It's just different. So we're gonna have inspections, but the amount of detail into everything is just so much less.
Chris asked, why is it so much cheaper to build here than compared to the States?
Yeah, that's what we've been asking ourselves.
I know.
I don't get it at all. It's so much more affordable here for everything.
I went to a hardware store here in Panama and I picked up 50 pounds of welding rods, 20 cutoff discs, 3 tubes of silicone, a roll of duct tape, and 100 screws. And the total, I'll crop in here, it might be hard to see, but the total is $59. Out of curiosity, I put the exact same stuff into Home Depot to see how much it would cost. And when I added it all up, the total was over $380, which is just insane.
That was a big reason why we decided to move here and to build our lives and our home here.
We cannot afford to build a home in the United States.
Yeah.
So that was a big part. It's like we could build our dream home here now.
Right. When it comes time to paint all the beams, a lot of you guys have been concerned because our beams are very rusty right now, and they're not painted yet, but someone was asking if we could use a sprayer to paint them.
I came to help you paint.
What are you doing, Bobby?
I'm going to help you paint house.
The best thing is there was so much thought that went into you buying this paintbrush for this moment. Like you went down to town. You're like, I'm gonna buy the
I
smallest
went this
paintbrush I
morning to
can find.
town specifically to get this.
I think we'll see. We've already started doing this. We're putting a rust converting paint on, which has been working really well. And then we're putting metal paint on it after. And I know there's another question in here about what's going to happen when we go back to the States.
Yeah.
So our guys are going to keep working and they're going to do all of that stuff, painting all the beams, cleaning all of the welds, putting in the little plates, just so they can keep getting paid and keep working.
And it's important for us too to be here for those like big moments. Like we want to make sure that every step of the way is done correctly. And
building with metal is just so tedious.
Yeah,
it's so tedious. Like you're going to spend days just chipping welds and painting them.
Yeah.
So that's what our guys are going to do when we go back to the States.
Right. All right. Bedtime Stories asked, can't see where this build is going. Shouldn't the ground floor first be built on top of the concrete column?
It is going to be built on there, but we're rushing for the roof. So we did the second story first so we could get up and finish the roof. And then when we have the roof, we can go under and work on that first floor.
Because the terrain is so slanted, we're pouring a concrete slab up in the air. So eventually there will be I-beams going across here, and then we're gonna be putting metal deck on top of it. That's kind of like a corrugated metal sheet that you put down, and then you pour concrete on top of it. So we're actually gonna have 4-inch thick concrete floors, which we're gonna put tile on top of. We've tried to do every kind of floor, plywood floor, wood floor, plastic floor, we did PVC. Tile here in the tropics with the amount of moisture we get is the way.
Jasmine asked what we're going to be doing for the side walls. What material are we going to use? And are we going to have to put beams in between the columns?
I mean, this is what you're really excited about, I think, because it's not going to be concrete block, which I think we both don't like. But
yeah.
We're going to use things that look like, and we want it to look and feel like wood. We're going to use wood as much as we can on the interior.
On the interior,
but on the exterior, we're going to use Plysim.
Which is what we've used for all the structures on, well, really just our house and the bathroom. So this right here, although it looks like wood with all these little grain engravings here, this is Plysim, which is concrete board. This is what we've used for our house and our bathroom, and it's worked amazing.
We have done a little bit of wood here, and you can see what happens. It just deteriorates and rots and bugs eat it, and wood just doesn't work too good here in the tropics.
So our whole exterior is going to be like hardy board siding, and then the interior, we're working with someone right now to find us wood. It's just the whole process is different here. We need to find someone that has the trees, and they mill it all, and the whole thing is all about who you know here. And
100%.
We got the guy for the wood, but we're actually going to start working on it now.
Even though we're like probably over a year out on doing the interior wood, but we need to have it dry, by the time that we get to that point. How many beads are you going to lay prior to your weave bead on your columns?
Man, that's technical.
So this is the thickness of our welds. This is what 4 passes with a welder looks like. I know this looks a little bit rusty, but we'll get this cleaned up before we paint it here in just a few days. But
we're using 7-18 rods, which, as I understand, like their strength is like 4,000 pounds per inch, and going around those beams is like 30 some inches of weld, and then with 4 passes, it's like incredibly strong.
Complex and strong,
Last question of the Q&A is coming from Curtis. Are you guys expecting a huge earthquake or what? We are. That's a big part of what's going into this build.
So although building with metal here, such as these huge I-beams we've been using, it's probably one of the hardest materials to build with, we needed to, because we wanted it to be able to withstand earthquakes. We get earthquakes here in Panama. And with the metal I-beams, they can kind of bend and flex. They're not super rigid. So we feel very confident that the next earthquake that we have, big or small, I think we're gonna be just fine.
We've gotten 8.0 earthquakes here in Panama before. We regularly get earthquakes between 5 and 6. They're substantial, like you're in the house and the whole house is moving. And we need to prepare for what's the biggest potential earthquake that we can have.
Yeah.
And that's why we had an engineer go into all the details of all of that stuff. And we're building our house, ideally, to be earthquake proof. So yes, and sure that'll come one day, and we'll share that story with you, because man, I'm scared. I'm scared. Like we did a lot of this foundation ourselves. We put so much love and care into it, but you don't know
You never know.
until you get that first big one.
Yeah, 100%, which I guess leads us to this. We should do this last one because
Okay.
I totally forgot about this one. How active is that volcano in the distance? So we have Volcan Baru, which is on the other side of the valley. The valley is Bogetse, the town that we're
We
in.
have volcanoes and earthquakes and 200 inches of rain and wind. We decided to build a house
Who
here.
decided to live here? But yeah, Volcan Baru, apparently
It's dormant.
is dormant, but it has shown some sort of pattern of erupting every 500 years.
I thought it was 300.
I thought it was 500. I think it's 500, maybe 300. But my question is, how did they know that it erupted 1,000 or 600 years ago? How would they have even known?
The aliens
mean-
told them, dude.
I'm sure there's ways, but yeah. So it hasn't erupted in at least 300 years.
So it's due. That's the whole
It's
joke.
due,
It's
yeah.
like, it's overdue. I know when that thing pops, there's kind of a great view.
Yeah, let's hope that it doesn't make its way through the valley and up onto our mountainside.
There's people monitoring it, so if we had to get out of here,
Yeah.
we will.
For sure.
But we're getting out of here now. Thank you guys for following along. Hope this cleared up a lot of the questions that you guys have. I'm sure you'll have more, and we want to answer them because we appreciate you guys investing your time and following along with this.
Absolutely.
How different this build is and all that. We're loving every step of this journey. As hard as it is,
Yeah.
we're loving every step of this journey and
We
sharing
love
with
the
you guys.
challenge, yeah. We love sharing it with you guys so much. So thank you guys so much for all your love, all your support. And we'll be seeing you guys very soon.
See you next time.